Do you ever stare at your screen scrolling through Amazon KDP thinking, man, how are people actually making money with these books? You see these simple journals, planners, logbooks, just blank pages, no real writing, no fancy graphics, and yet they're selling. Some of them are making hundreds, even thousands of dollars per month. Now, I remember when I first started, I thought I needed design skills, maybe a background in publishing, or at the very least, some magic formula that only the top sellers knew. Spoiler alert, you don't need any of that. In fact, I'm going to show you how you can create a low content book in just 5 minutes. In fact, there's a seller pulling in over $1,000 every single month with a book just like this, using the same method, same strategy, no fancy design degree, no crazy software. Now, if this is your first time here, my name is Jeff, and this channel is all about becoming self-sufficient when it comes to making money online. So if this sounds like you, feel free to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. With that being said, let's get right to it. But I get it, you probably have no idea where to start. What type of book should I make? How do I know if people are actually going to buy these? How do I make one without spending hours designing? Those were all the same questions I had too, and if you're anything like me, you've probably gone down the rabbit hole watching video after video, reading blog posts, or even trying to create a book, only to feel like you're missing something. The real secret to making money with KDP isn't about just throwing up random books and hoping that they'll sell. It's about picking the right niche. You want something that has high demand, meaning people are actually buying these books, and low competition, so you're not fighting against thousands of other sellers. And lucky for you, I've already done the research. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact niche that's making real money right now, break down the best-selling book so you can see what's working, and walk you through the interiors of these books so you don't have to guess, and then finally show you how to create one yourself in just 5 minutes. No stress, no complicated software, no expensive tools, just a proven method to get your first book up and selling as soon as possible. With that being said, let's get started. Now, the niche that we're going to be looking into today to create this book in less than 5 minutes is going to be a book called the Timesheet Logbook. Now, you're going to see this purple bar on your screen. This comes from Titan's Quick View, and it basically gives you a lot of good information when it comes to KDP niche research. It's going to give you total results, the exact match, which means how many books are showing for this exact keyword in their book's title. It's going to show you how many books are KDP books, the average bestsellers rank, the average reviews, as well as the average price, and a handy dandy niche score. So if you head on over to the Chrome Web Store and you type in Self-Publishing Titans, you can go ahead and download this extension. It's called Titan's Quick View Amazon Niche Finder. It's going to give you niche and keyword research tool, as well as the Amazon Quick View BSR data, so that you don't actually have to go into the individual listings to find all of this data. Now, the very first thing that I look at when I'm looking to see if a niche is potentially profitable is going to be the total results. So right here, we see 983. Now, when it comes to the search results, which is basically how competitive a niche is, I'm looking for search results that have about 1,000 and less, because this is going to tell me that the competition is not too competitive, which means that there's a better chance at getting my book ranked on the first or second page of Amazon so that it can be seen and it can be sold. So now that we know that the total results is below 1,000, we know that the competition is not too competitive here, which means that there's going to be a better chance at getting our book ranked right here on the first page of Amazon so that people can actually see it and people can actually buy it. Now, with the exact match, we see 33 books out of the 48 on the first page are showing up for this exact keyword in their book's title. We see 36 out of 48 are KDP books or independently published books. We see the average bestsellers rank at 509,000. The average review 79, which means that a lot of these books are still racking up reviews, which means that there are going to be books here that are fairly new that could be doing very well. And then the average price point of $8.29, which I would say for this type of book, I would price it at about $6.99 or $7.99. Now that we know that competition is not too high here, the next thing that I look at has to do with demand. Now, there's no point putting a book up in a niche that has no demand, meaning people aren't looking for that type of book. So in order to judge demand, I'm looking for 3 or more KDP books that all have a bestsellers rank of 300,000 or below, because this is going to tell me that these books are consistently selling right now, which means that there's some type of demand here. So now if we go through the first page, row by row, if I hover over this one, this is the daily timesheet logbook. We can see under publisher, it says independently published, which is exactly what we're looking for. and the bestsellers rank 20,000. So this is one book showing demand. If we hover over the next book, same thing, independently published with a bestsellers rank of 31,000. So that's two books showing demand. Now this one is not a KDP book. And then this one right here is a KDP book. This is the weekly version of this one. So this is daily, this is weekly. This one has a bestsellers rank of 24,000. So we already have our three books showing demand. But what I like to do is go through the entire first page to see how many books are selling well. We have this one at 120,000. This one's at 91,000, 234,000, 300,000. If we go on to the next row, this one's at 143,000, 101,000, 353,000. If we go to the next row, 158,000, 46,000, 37,000, 285,000. And I'm noticing lots of different types of designs. You have this one right here, floral with a flamingo, but the ones that do really well are the ones that just showcase the interior on the front cover. So in terms of creating the cover for this book, there really isn't that much work because you're just basically copying and pasting the interior on the front cover. Now, if we scroll all the way closer to the end of the first page, we're going to see some more books here doing pretty well. So this one right here, 273,000. We still have one here in the 300,000. So we know that if we get on the first page of Amazon, that people are going to see our book and people are most likely going to buy our book because a lot of books here all the way through the first page are doing very, very well. Now, if we scroll up all the way to the top of the page, we're going to look at this niche score. Now, when it comes to the niche score, which basically validates the demand and the competition, I'm looking for a score from Titan's Quick View that's at least 50. So with a niche score of 64, that's above the 50 that I'm looking for, which tells me that since all three of the things that I'm looking for are satisfied, with the competition being low, the demand being high, and the niche score validating both of those, it tells me that there is potential for profits here. So the next logical thing is to go ahead and look at some of these books and see what the interiors look like. Now, if we check out this book, this is the daily timesheet logbook, and this is going to record time, work hours, employee time log, in and out sheet, timesheet, work time record book. There's a lot of keyword stuffing here, but it's obviously working for this seller. 8.5 by 11 inches, 120 pages overall. This one's priced at $7.99. If we plug those numbers into this Amazon KDP royalty calculator, we can see that the standard royalty per book is going to be $2.50 that goes into the publisher's pocket, with the extended distribution at 91 cents. And we can look at this pie chart for the price breakdown. So we see $2.29 all go towards printing cost. We have $3.20 goes to Amazon. And so the publisher is left over with $2.50 or about 31.3%. Now, if we check out the sample, like I said before, this is the interior on the front cover. So basically we have the name, the month, the year, the day, the date, description, time in, time out, total hours, a bunch of boxes, bunch of lines. That's all it is. And then the first page, this book belongs to, and then there it is. This is going to be the page that's repeated over and over and over again for 100 and something pages all throughout the book. This is all it is. So if you think that you need some fancy design skills to create this type of book, you really don't. And I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, if we look at that bestsellers rank of 20,168, we can see that this book makes about 14 sales per day, 420 book sales per month. And in money terms, royalty terms, it's about $35 per day in estimated royalties and over $1,000 per month, all coming from a single book. That's just basically a bunch of lines, few words, bunch of boxes, and that's pretty much it. Before I show you how to make this book in less than 5 minutes, if you want the full step-by-step process and take the guesswork out of creating low content books on Amazon KDP, I put together something that'll save you a ton of time and frustration. It's called the KDP Royalty Roadmap. It's my step-by-step guide that takes you from niche research to publishing and actually making sales. No wasted time, just a proven process that works, even if you're starting from scratch. So if you're serious about turning KDP into a real passive income stream, grab your free copy now. The link is down below. Now, first things first, to create this interior, you're going to want to go to Creative Fabrica. If you don't have a subscription, I'll put a link down below so you can sign up. It's going to be about $3.99 per month, billed yearly. So it's about $47 per year. where the normal price for this is going to be $348 per year. And this is going to give you access to pretty much everything Creative Fabrica has, millions of graphics, fonts, KDP interiors, their studio, which has the AI generator, and it's going to give you the personal, commercial, and print on demand license for all of these files. Now go ahead and make a search for timesheet logbook and look at all of these interiors that are already done. So you can go ahead and choose one of these if you want, but what I always urge people is to go ahead and modify. So I found this one right here. This is the daily and monthly timesheet logbook. And the thing I like about this one is that it is a Canva editable template. And what is a Canva editable template? It means that you can go ahead and open this file on Canva, which allows you to modify this really fast and really easily without actually having to create this interior from scratch. So here's the file on Canva. Now, the first thing that I like to do is I always like to change the font to something else. I'm gonna go ahead and click on personal information and change this font to something totally different. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose League Spartan, and I'm gonna change all of this right here. We can change it all. So go ahead and do that. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and change these around. I'm gonna make these a little bit smaller because I feel like they're too big. So we're gonna make these a 14 font on each of them. Now you could be done with this if you wanted to. You could also change the colors of these boxes if you wanted to have a little bit of a shading. You can go ahead and go here and put in a color if you wanted to do something like that. You could create your own personal information page if you wanted. Now, if we move on to the next page right here, let me zoom in. This is the weekly timesheet logbook. And so it looks pretty good right now, but let's go ahead and change the font. And let's go ahead and change it back to League Spartan. And then let's go ahead and make this a little bit smaller. And really you could keep it at this, but what I like to do is just like to modify it a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change these cells. I'm going to color all of them black, and I'm gonna change the font color all to white and do something like this. And I kind of made it a little bit lighter just so I could see the black lines right there. And another thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and highlight every other column here. And I want to go ahead and shade them. And there you go. I've shaded them just very slightly. And then this one is done. So if you wanted to do the same thing with the weekly timesheet logbook, you can do exactly that. I'm gonna go ahead and select this entire row right here. And then I'm gonna color it a little bit darker like that, and then color this font white. And then for the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, what I'm gonna do is gonna shade it gray as well, but a lighter shade of gray. Go ahead and color the font black. Total hours. Go ahead and make that a little bit darker like this. Now all we have to do is just delete this one right here. Go ahead and highlight all of this and then duplicate it and then put it on the bottom. And then there you go. Now all we need to do is delete that and just go ahead and duplicate these two pages. Now depending, if you just want to create a daily timesheet logbook, you don't have to include the weekly. Vice versa, if you just want to create a weekly timesheet logbook, you don't have to include the daily. But if you want to do both, this is what you would do. And then just keep duplicating this until you have 100 to 110 pages. And as you can see, this is 105 pages. Here's the full interior. And this is ready to go. So all I would do, hit share, hit download, download as a PDF print. I'm gonna flatten the PDF. I'm gonna do all pages. And then I'm gonna choose CMYK. But if you're only using the free Canva, you can use RGB. Now go ahead and click download. And it's as simple as that. All you have to do now is put one of these interiors on the front cover of your book cover, and you're gonna be good with that as well. So if you wanna learn how to do that, don't forget to check out my KDP royalty roadmap. The link is down below. If you have any questions, let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell, as well as follow me on all my socials at JeffsAtLife. With that being said, thanks for watching. Bye for now.